arsenal, bring you up to speed with what you need. He's a local and nationwide news feed. Let's talk about it. Dialect to do something about it. Chip got the flow wide open if you got questions about it. Man, it's the show that brings you to your raw. To solve all problems, it starts with real talk. Real talk. It's 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 real talk. Yeah. Welcome to Real Talk with your host, Chip Washington. It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk.
Here we go on this, this is Monday, right? It's Monday evening in the city. I'm not hearing, where am I hearing? There we go. Okay. So we're good. See, it happens, when you turn up the microphone, you can actually hear yourself. But anyway, welcome to the Monday evening edition. We like to call this show Real Talk Memphis. Glad to have you with us. I am your program host. My name is Chip Washington. Glad to be back in the air chair again this week for another fresh, all-new episode of the big broadcast. Glad to have you with us as well. Did you enjoy the weekend? The weather was pretty nice, wasn't it? It wasn't oppressive. It wasn't overly humid. It just was nice. And today was not bad as well. So, you take these little victories when they come. But anyway, we have a great show lined up for you this evening and a lot to talk about. But we'll do that in just a few moments. First and foremost, there are several ways to get this fine piece of radio broadcasting. First way is we're live right now on 91.7 on your FM dial. That would be WYXR. And you can also find us on the WYXR app. We are available on the TuneIn app. And we are streaming live streaming on Facebook this evening. You can go to my page and check out the show if you choose to do so. Now, in the next couple of days or so, when the show posts to the station, you will be able to find us on YouTube. And you will also be able to find us if you're a podcaster on any podcast platform out there. We're on about 9 or 10 of them. So all you need to do is put in Real Talk Memphis or Real Talk Memphis with Chip Washington. It'll pop up and you'll be able to get the latest show that we do. By the way, we are also on, when I said YouTube, we are on YouTube, and you can always catch up with the show. We post every week. There's a graphic on there that Lulu designed. Actually, you see me in kind of a white beige looking jacket with that cool smile on my face. That is the YouTube page that we want you to go to and subscribe. Go to it. Put my name in and you see it and it says subscribe, hit the button. That's all you got to do and then move on with the rest of your life. So in reference to the show tonight and guest list tonight, we are going to start off like many thousands of young folks did today with the Memphis and Shelby County School Superintendent. His name is Dr. Richmond. And Dr. Richmond will be joining me in just a few minutes to talk about the first day, talk about some of the challenges that the district will face this year, and overall how he feels things have gone on this first day so far. So we'll have that conversation in just a couple of minutes. A little bit later on, we will talk to a state representative who has served the people in Bolivar, Hardeman County, and even parts of Madison County for about 26 years. Well, he has decided that he is going to take his leave. He's going to retire after being a state representative for 26 years. His name is Johnny Shaw, and he will be joining me at the bottom of the hour to talk about his legislative career and how he sees things now and how things are going to be moving forward. And a little bit later on, we're going to talk, the heat is a big issue this time of year, especially in the Mid-South, Memphis in the Mid-South. The heat and the humidity are for many people unbearable, and we're getting into August, and this is the month where that happens. Well, what happens to those individuals who are unhoused? who don't have a roof over their head, who don't have a place to sit and get respite from the heat. Many of them have families as well. And what about the medical aspect of their lives? I'm going to be speaking with a couple of women who work for an organization that is out there addressing that from the Memphis Health Center. We're going to be talking with a couple of folks in reference to it because we don't think about stuff like that. You know, a lot of times we walk around, we move around, and we take things for granted and think that everybody is under the same umbrella we might be under, but that is absolutely not true. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the programmatics that Memphis Health Center has for folks who are unhoused and who may have medical problems as well. So there you go. A full, comprehensive, complete program is coming your way. So all you need to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy. You know, what we always do on this program, we like to celebrate birthdays because, you know, we can't take that for granted that the Lord will give us another opportunity to come around that circle and, you know, celebrate once again. But we do, and we do it by, this is the little thing I like to call the shout out. So we shout you out on your special day. I can't do that until I say, hit it.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to the following folks. Good friend, radio personality, Sherry Mackey, celebrating her birthday today. Happy birthday to Forrest Edwards, to Nisi Faulkner. Milton Howery III is celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday, sir. Michelle Macklin Wilson celebrating today. Happy birthday to Corey Sanders, to Flora Fields, to Johnny Johnson, Rose Cooper, and Valita Smith, all celebrating their birthdays on this day. First and foremost, from all of us here at Real Talk Memphis, happy birthday. I hope the day has been filled with fun and laughter and, of course, celebration. And we hope to be around next year for your next trip around the sun. Thank you, Lulu. So let's take a look at a few news and notes, shall we? Of course, congratulations going out to all the folks at Memphis and Shelby County Schools. Kids are back in class today. First day of school started today for many, many people out there. And we will be talking about that in just a few minutes with the Superintendent of Education, Dr. Roderick Richmond. So we hope that you all had a good first day. And this is the beginning of a very successful school year. Early voting is now over. It ended on Saturday. The big election is this Thursday. That would be August the 6th. And you have to go to your particular voting precinct. Early voting, you could go to one of maybe 23, 24, 25. But now on Thursday, polls open at 7 a.m. You have to go to the district that you are assigned to. If you are not sure, call the Election Commission and they can give you all of the information that you need. Now, in terms of the number of folks early voting, we hear that just a little over 90,000 people went to early vote this time, which is a bit of an increase as they measure these things from election to election. But if you take the fact that there are 580,000 registered voters in Shelby County, and a little over 90,000 went to the polls. That's about 21% of all registered voters that went to the polls. That's pretty low. Now, Thursday, again, is Election Day, and we do expect, or at least I do expect or hope, that a lot of you who didn't vote early will get up, go to the polls on Thursday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and go exercise your right to vote. Understand this. If you are at a polling precinct and say it's about 6:35, 6:40, 6:45, and you're in line, but you're outside, you hadn't gotten in yet, polls close at 7 o'clock. But if you are in line to vote, the polling place will not close until you cast your vote. And the Election Commission will not pick up any votes from any precinct until every individual who is standing in line has an opportunity and a right to vote. So if you're there before 7 o'clock, don't worry when the clock hits 7, because you will have a right to vote, and they will have to let you in. If that's not the case, there'll be some election workers there. You need to vocalize that if you run into any issues or difficulties. But it goes without saying, but I'll say anyway, this is an opportunity for you to exercise your right to vote. Whomever it is you support, there are a lot of races at stake here. There's a lot on the ballot here. So I hope you've done your homework in advance so you can select the individual of your choice who will do the job that you hopefully vote for them to do. Let me see here. There was a tragic situation that happened over the weekend in Hickory Hill. There was a shooting that killed a 5-year-old child on Saturday afternoon. Well, police are continuing to investigate, but they have ruled this as an unfortunate accident. Apparently, 2 very young kids found a gun that was unsecured and apparently loaded, and one of the kids grabbed hold of the gun and it went off and it accidentally shot and killed the other. 5 years old. This child was 5 years old. And once again, this is a tragic set of circumstances in reference to the fact that these unsecured weapons being left in the house and kids, as kids are very curious about this, that, and the other, and you don't have it put away in a secure, safe place. Tragedies like this happen. And I would hope that this would be a wake-up call once again, for individuals who have weapons in their home, that they secure them enough so that a child cannot get a hold of them, and we don't have to deal with tragic sets of circumstances just like this. Extraordinarily tragic, very, very difficult situation. But the investigation into all of this does continue. And let me see if I missed anything. No, I think I got everything for right now. So stick around, stick where you are. Next up, waiting for Dr. Roderick Richmond to log in. And we're going to have a conversation about the first day of school. This is Real Talk Memphis. I am Chip. You know who you are. Let's take a quick break and reset and get set for tonight's show. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Support for WYXR comes from the Metal Museum, celebrating the grand opening of its new home at Overton Park on Saturday, September 5th from 12 to 4 p.m. Located at 1930 Poplar Avenue, this will be a day filled with art, craft, and community, with live metalworking demos, hands-on activities, live entertainment, new exhibitions, and more. More details at metalmuseum.org.
Whether it's a clunker or a classic, your car can keep Memphis grooving. Free pickup, tax deductible, and all for WYXR. Donate your vehicle at cars.wyxr.org.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
Welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening. Chip with you. Glad that you are with us. And before I get into this interview, I have to do something personal. My brother, who is listening to the show out in Los Angeles, California, his daughters his twin daughters are celebrating their birthday today, and he asked me if I would shout them out. Tiffany and Latoya, my nieces, are celebrating their birthday today. So happy birthday to you both. I hope you had a wonderful day. And there you go. So now listen, this is the first day, official day of class within the Memphis and Shelby County School District. A lot of excitement, a lot of folks getting ready to get ready. And I'm really happy to have our first guest with me this evening, giving us his bird's eye view of where things stand so far. Please welcome to the show, Dr. Roderick Richmond. He is the superintendent of Memphis and Shelby County Schools. Dr. Richmond, it's great to see you, my friend. Thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it.
It's good to see you too, Chip. I appreciate you inviting me.
Thank you so much. So, let's start at the top here. You were up early this morning, and you did a bus tour, and you went to a few schools, and you kind of saw how things were going. If you were to give a letter grade to this first day of academic education from A to F, where would you rate it?
Well, I would probably give us a B plus.
Okay.
And I say a B plus because I just believe there's always room for improvement. But I also want to acknowledge the exceptional job that principals, teachers, students, parents, central office leadership and staff, that everyone did today to really, really pull off one of the best school openings that I've ever been a part of. So I would give us a B plus. And again, that's just because I think there's always room for improvement. We always want our community to know that we're striving for excellence and greatness, and that we're never, ever satisfied with the status quo.
Very good. Now, today, for a few thousand students, because of some of the decisions that you had to make in closing some schools and some kind of consolidating some schools, and the schools with some building issues and things like that, about 5,000, I think I read, were attending a new school during this new school year. But those changes were very necessary for you to make. And how did that transition, as far as go so far today?
The transition, as far as I know, has gone exceptionally well. So as you know, we started off at Westwood, and Westwood has traditionally, it was a 712 back in the day, Chip, probably when you and I were in school. Mm-hmm. And then it became just a high school. But this year we merged Chickasaw into it. So now it's a middle school and a high school. I went by there this morning. That was my first stop. And I think Dr. Trent Watson is doing an outstanding job there. We were greeted by alumni. There was a band out, a live band out playing, welcoming students. And so that initial school visit went well. Then we left there and we went to Kirby Middle School. And as you know, Kirby Middle School was with the ASD, the Achievement School District, right, and it was being overseen by the state.
Right.
So that school is coming back to us. And so we went out there, and that school is looking great. It looks fabulous. My team has gone in and they've done a lot of renovations. We've had to do a lot of wiring. We've had to invest tens of millions of dollars in both Kirby and Hillcrest High School, which is also rejoining the district. So those two schools, we've put tens of millions of dollars in those schools, and they look nice. They're staffed. We put great tenured principal leadership in those schools, so it was going well. Then we left there and we went out to Hawkins Mill. And as you know, we closed Georgian Hills Elementary and merged it into Hawkins Mill. Right. And that's another wonderful facility. That facility is nice. You could see your face in the floors, the painting. My team has done a great job of bettering that facility for students. That school is led by Mr. Antonio Harvey. So those three schools that we visited today, I would say that we're doing a great job of what our initial goals and plans were.
Now, as we start a new school year, there are always things, issues that come up, on the first day, and there are always things that you're working on continually during the off time. There's really no off button for you. But one of the things that I know is important to you and is important to a lot of folks is the number of teachers teaching our children. And I believe I heard or read that that you're about 300 teachers short. But you're trying to remedy that situation. Is that a correct thing I just said there?
Yes, sir. So when we say 300, those are the number of vacancies that we have. But currently, we have about 80 recommendations. When I looked at the number today, we were down to about 220 vacant positions if all recommendations are accepted. So the way it goes is a teacher is recommended. They have to do a series of background checks and other things that are required prior to us onboarding them. If all of that checks out, we'll be down to about 220 vacancies. So I'm hoping by the end of the week, we'll need less than 200 teachers, but it fluctuates because we could have several teachers to resign or retire this week. So it's kind of fluid. Yeah. But as of today, if all recommendations are accepted, we have about 220 vacancies. If all recommendations are not accepted, we have about 290, 280 vacancies because, again, it fluctuates.
One of the things that has been a problem in the past, last year in particular, the conversation always comes up about a plan to address absenteeism and truancy. And as well as I do that is a bit of a problem, not just here, but DeSoto County has put a new they put a new policy in place in reference to this. How do you go about addressing the truancy and the absenteeism rate in terms of our students?
Well, that's a great question. This past year, believe it or not, Chip, our attendance rate went up about 0.5%, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but we'll take any improvements that we can get. Our chronic absenteeism also went down. So the data is embargoed, but over the past 2 or 3 years, we've been above 30% in chronic absenteeism, and that's defined as students missing 10% or more of the school year for whatever reason. Okay. So that equates from either 17 to 18 days. For the first time, and again, the data is embargoed, so I'm not going to say exactly what our specific number is, but sure, we will be below 30% for the first time. So I think our team is doing a great job of attacking some of those areas that we know we need to focus on. But again, it starts with day one. So that's why we did the bus tour. That's why I'm out and about. That's why we this weekend had our Back to Greatness supply drive. That's why we've been out knocking on doors, because we know the importance of students showing up day one and being at school so that we can hopefully eliminate students being out of school and students being truant.
We are all aware of the issue in terms of the running of the day-to-day operation of the Memphis and Shelby County School District. Right now, the elected body is continuing their job along with you to make sure that the day-to-day operations continue to flow smoothly. We are in a legal situation in reference to the appointed board by the state of Tennessee. That is sort of embroiled in a court case right now. But I would imagine, while you're keeping an eye on that, the focus for you and for the school board is to address some of the major issues that are in front of you as we move forward. And I want you to speak a little bit about the buy-in to the community. We can't do anything with our children without our community getting behind us. Talk about that.
Yeah, well, our message to families, Chip, is simple. Our schools are open, our teachers are teaching, and our students are learning. So we respect the judicial process and will comply with all applicable laws and court orders. But our students, we know, cannot put their education on pause while we as adults work through some of these legal issues. So those matters belong in the proper legal venues. But my responsibility as a superintendent, as well as the board, is to keep this district moving forward and to keep our focus where it belongs, which is on student achievement and for teaching and learning to take place, and for us to prepare our students to be college and career ready.
What is, when you look at the big picture, Dr. Richmond, what is the biggest challenge or challenges that you and the board face this year that you have coming up? What are some of the things that you're really looking at pretty intently as to some of those issues?
Well, what I'd like for us to do is to be able to implement our academic plan with fidelity. This will be the first year that we have our plan, and we're not still refining a draft of it. So we'll be project managing and rolling out our academic plan. We know that no longer can we rely on growth. We need to grow our students, and they need to grow in terms of proficiency. So we'll be focused again on literacy and numeracy. That's extremely important. We have to do what's needed in order for us to show through these accountability models that our students are achieving. And the way that's measured is through proficiency and through our state tests. But besides that, we'll also focus on our 5 A's: academics, ensuring that we're giving students quality education with high quality instruction and a rigorous curriculum. We'll focus on attendance, attitude, athletics, and arts, which I think help us to shape the whole child. We'll continue to have to right size our district. And in right sizing our district, it'll mean closing, merging, and repurposing buildings, because we have to be good stewards of the resources. And we know we have a lot of old buildings, so we've got to find ways, if not to revenue generate, we have to find ways to save on costs. And one way of doing that is right sizing our district, so we can take those dollars and invest those dollars in modernizing some of our buildings. We'll continue to focus on holding everybody accountable, and that includes me. As you know, we've gotten the final forensic audit, so we'll be addressing those things through our modernization excellence plan. So we have a long way to go to continue to build trust with our public. We'll be focused on those things and letting our community know that my team and I, along with our board, are committed to doing what's necessary to move this district forward to become the #1 urban district in the country. And I've told my team, I also want us to be the #1 employer here in Memphis Shelby County.
Well, listen, again, congratulations on another successful school year launch. As you said, quite honestly, there are many things that need to be addressed this year, and that you were looking for the community to be supportive of you as you and the board continue to move forward in this school year. Dr. Richmond, thank you so much, man, for taking the time to come on the show tonight and kind of giving us a first day preview. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate the invite. And I appreciate what you do to lift up our community each and every day. I appreciate you, bro, Washington. Thank you, and thank you for inviting me on.
Absolutely that. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Roderick Richmond, Superintendent of Education for Memphis and Shelby County Schools, laid out a busy agenda for this school year, and we will keep an eye on things, and we'll be visiting with him before the time is up. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we will continue on this Monday ride we like to call Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip. You know who you are. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Support for WYXR comes from Slowdown Cinema Club, hosting monthly film screenings at Memphis's Pink Palace Museum. Movie lineup and more at slowdowndrygoods.com.
My mic on.
Support for
Dr. Shaw, can you hear me?
WYXR comes from the Orpheum Theater Group, presenting the Halloran Center for Performing Arts and Education, featuring live entertainment, arts education, community programs, and event spaces all year round. The Halloran Center is setting the stage for everyone. For more information, visit orpheum-memphis.com. Support for WYXR comes from Dragonfly Studio, who builds and supports social impact organizations that help individuals and communities thrive. From homelessness and workforce development to mental health and affordable housing, Dragonfly is building an ecosystem of high-impact operations for Memphis. Learn more
Support
at dragonfly.studio.
WYXR, including our 2026 Dowd Awards, comes from South of Beale, bringing Memphis hospitality, cocktails and spirits, and flavor, now with 3 locations. Menu items include General Tso's cauliflower, duck fried rice, and Jack and Coke bread pudding. More information at southofbeale.com.
Programming for WYXR is brought to you by a grant from the Hyde Family Foundation, who is committed to creating a better future for the city of Memphis by supporting initiatives that enrich our city's cultural landscape.
Did you know when you purchase a specialty arts license plate, you're supporting the Tennessee Arts Commission and organizations like WYXR? It's easy. Just take your old plate to your county clerk and swap it out, or choose the arts plate when it's time for renewal. Show your love for WYXR and other Tennessee arts organizations by visiting tnspecialtyplates.org.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
Welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening. Chip with you, and glad you are with us, and glad my next guest is as well. He, ladies and gentlemen, has been a representative of the people for over 26 years. He has decided, however, that this will be his last go around as a Tennessee state representative. Please welcome to the show, Johnny Shaw. He's with us. I'm looking at you, and I see you, and I don't. When you hold your head up, I see you. I can see your whole face there. There you go. It's good to see you, and thank you for coming on the show tonight. I really appreciate it. Okay, we lost your audio. You got it?
Okay.
There you go. I got you. Yes, sir. I got you now. Absolutely that. Yeah, absolutely. Great to have you on the show. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine.
Well, listen, thank you so much for all of this. And so first things first, you've been representing District 80 for a long time. And the people up there, I'm sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, fortunately, I should say that I'm the only person that ever represented District 80.
Well, isn't that something? I had no idea that was the case. But see, now you've decided after all this time that you're going to let it go. You're going to retire from that. Why now? What was it about this time that made you decide, well, I'm going to step away from this?
I think it was just the timing. After 26 years, it wasn't no magic number or anything, Chip. I had already planned to. In fact, I had thought about coming out at 25 years. I was trying to get a couple of things done that did not work out prior to that. So I went an extra term. I give it some thought in staying another term or two, but then I just decided, okay, I'm gonna wrap it up this time, and especially with politics changing and different from what it has been. Politics is a little different from what it has been. So I adapted several times over the years, and I just thought this is an opportunity for me to make that exit.
Well, a lot of us come to our decisions for different reasons in different ways. And of course, you said that things have changed a bit in the world of politics. Has it been for you? And you've seen a lot of changes through the years, but has it become a bit more, I don't know, distasteful to you? The world of politics in Tennessee, as you see it today, is what?
Distasteful is a good word. That's the magic word. It is really distasteful. It really, politics at this moment does not necessarily coincide or match my faith. My faith in God is a little different from what politics is now. And to play that role, I feel like I would be walking out of the admonition of God. So this was, again, another pretty good time to move out of it.
And I don't know how many people outside of the folks that you represent in your district know that you are also a full-time pastor, are you not?
Full-time pastor, yes, full-time, yes.
So
full-time pastor, full-time radio, owned operated radio station here, so that's full-time as well.
So you're obviously still a very busy man in terms of all of this, but in terms of the political landscape that you're leaving now, and it is unfortunate because, as you said, for you, it's become distasteful, and a lot of things that are happening now aren't necessarily for the will of the people. We've seen a lot of changes. We see a lot of things trying to change in terms of the dynamics of this state. As you leave here, what advice would you give the next person who has some very big shoes to fill in losing you? What would you say they needed to focus on as we move forward?
I would say focus on honesty. Know yourself. Be honest with yourself and with people. I think that's the magic to being a good politician. I hear people say, I'm not a politician, and the first question I ask, well, if you're not a politician, why are you running for the job? If you're not a truck driver, you don't have a CDL, why are you under the wheel? So, but I think being honest with yourself, being honest with people is very important. But I think also being able to adapt to change. Now, one of the things, Chip, that we all frightened. Change frightens all of us. But think about it for a moment. If we did not make some changes, we could not be successful in life. So I've adapted several times in politics to different changes, but that was for my good as well as for my constituents and other people, because if you don't change, you can't grow,
So one of the things that we talk about a lot in terms of modern politics is civility, and we have seen some examples of that in our own state house and how folks are getting along with one another. One thing I do know about you in terms of your political career, you've always been able, Johnny, to work both sides of the aisle for the betterment of the folks that you serve. Talk a little bit about that, and if you think we've indeed lost that.
And I think a lot of people have lost that. You got to understand, it's teamwork. I mean, first and foremost, when you go to Nashville or to Washington, you got to understand you don't get to do all this by yourself. I always tell people there's magic numbers you got to remember. Number one, I need 49 of the House members, I need 17 senators, and I need a governor's signature for anything to become law. So that really means I don't get to do that by myself. It's teamwork. So what I've always done, I've looked for legislation that I could support for someone else, because there's going to come a time when I've got legislation I'm going to need them to support, and it's about working across the aisles with people. It's about adapting sometime. And if you can reach the goal, it doesn't necessarily mean, or doesn't matter who get it done. The main thing is reaching the goal. And of course, there's a little psychology involved in that. Sometimes when you make people think they can help you, or you ask them to help you when you already know the answer to things, that works out sometimes. So there were times when I needed some extra help. I would go to people when I already knew what the answer were, and I'd ask, can you help me with this and give me some pointers? And it made them feel good. By the same token, I got the job done, and we got things done that we needed to get done. So it's really about just working with people and understanding nobody's like you and you're not like anybody else, but you got to find that moment, and that neutral moment where you can agree on something.
Let me ask you finally, we have a huge election that is coming up in just a few short days. There are many people who are on the ballot running for many different positions. If you're in the position of being a wise sage, first of all, to the voting electorate out there, how important is this election, and do you think it's an election of consequence?
I think it's very important. I think we had a moment in a time in our lives where we had a very critical moment. Let me just say that in our lives, and it's the power of the voter to make things better or to make things worse. And what I would say, listen carefully to the candidates, what they have to say, because if I'm appealing to candidates, and here's one prime example, when I got a call, 60% of all of my calls that came in were referrals. But people would call me and they would say, hey, I couldn't vote for you because I'm on the other side of that. I said, hold, I'd just stop them. I'd interrupt them. You forgot one thing. I got elected. I'm the rep. What can I do for you? It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on.
Yeah.
I represent you because I got elected to represent District 80. So I'm your representative, okay? And I think that's important, to always appeal to the total public rather than appealing to one segment of the public. Because when you do that, you're basically saying, I'm going to represent you guys, but I'm not going to represent the rest of the people.
Well, I know that when you made the decision that this was your last go around and that you were not going to run for re-election, there were a lot of very disappointed folks in your district, because, as you said, you're the only representative that many of them know. But I'm sure that on your way out, you're giving them some reassurance, to hang in there and keep doing what needs to be done and support the process, I would imagine.
Yes, definitely. I'm doing that. And there's a primary going on right now. Of course, primary is over because early voting just finished, and we'll have what this weekend sometime is election day. Mm-hmm. And as soon as this primary is over and we get a nominee for District 80, I'm going to get out there and work as hard as I can with that person to help them get elected, and hopefully ask them to continue the legacy, hopefully, that we've laid here, and try to continually to represent people. I think two of the worst words in politics is Democrat and Republican. I think those are the two worst words. I represented people. I've always represented people. Never got a call from a Republican or a Democrat. I got a call from a constituent. I've never seen a pothole that was a Republican pothole or a Democratic pothole.
Yes, sir.
I never saw a problem was either or. I always saw problems that people had. The constituents had problems, and we just represented people. And that's what I'd love to see the continuation of in District 80.
Outgoing State Representative Johnny Shaw, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, my friend, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show tonight. It has been an honor watching you, and of course, it's an honor to know you, and all the best. I won't say retirement because you got a lot to do still. you got a lot going on. But thank you for your service and everything you did for the folks up there that you represent.
And thank you for having me, Chip. It's good to see you again.
You too, my friend. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. State Representative Johnny Shaw, ladies and gentlemen, after 26 years, the only representative those folks have had up in District 80 since he decided to run for the office. And he's stepping away, but he's leaving it better than he found it. I really appreciate him coming on the show. Let's take one final break. When we come back, we're going to shift gears and we're going to talk a little bit about homelessness or what is the other word? I had the other word in my head, but I can't remember it now. And we're going to talk about that in cooperation with healthcare, with a couple of healthcare professionals. This is Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip. Don't you dare go away.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Support for WYXR comes from Goner Records, presenting Gonerfest 23, taking place September 24th through 27th at WYXR Brewery on Broad Avenue and the Overton Park Shell, featuring artists including Death, Horse Girl, Manor Astroman, and more. Tickets and more information at gonerfest.com. Support for WYXR comes from the Metal Museum, celebrating the grand opening of its new home at Overton Park on Saturday, September 5th from 12 to 4 p.m. Located at 1930 Poplar Avenue, this will be a day filled with art, craft, and community, with live metalworking demos, hands-on activities, live entertainment, new exhibitions, and more. More
Support
details
for
at
WYXR comes from the Orpheum
metalmuseum.org.
Theater Group, presenting the Halloran Center for Performing Arts and Education, featuring live entertainment, arts education, community programs, and event spaces all year round. The Halloran Center is setting the stage for everyone. For more information, visit orpheum-memphis.com.
Support for WYXR comes from Mempho Music Fest, returning to the Memphis Botanic Garden October 9th through 11th, featuring artists including Widespread Panic, Pretty Lights, Spoon, and more. The full lineup, ticket packages, and more are available at memphofest.com.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening. Chip with you. And a question before we get started. Have you ever thought about the unhoused, especially this time of year? When it is hot as all blazes outside, and there are many people out here who don't have a place to shelter, to get out of the heat. And if you combine that with folks who also are dealing with certain medical conditions, that makes living a pretty challenging situation. Well, I'm happy to have on the show tonight a couple of women who are helping in that regard. Gigi Clark and Robin Brown from the Memphis Health Center are joining me this evening, and we're going to talk a little bit about all of this because this is a problem for a lot of people. And we know in our city that there are a lot of folks who are challenged with a lot of particular concerns and things like that. But we don't think about the other side of it. And that's why I thought this was a very important conversation to have. So let me just say right now to both of you, welcome to the show. I see Robin. What you do with Gigi? Where's she at? Gigi, where you? Come on back on the screen, Gigi. All right, there you go. Look at that. Well, look, it's great to have you both on the show tonight. I really, really appreciate it. And more importantly, I appreciate the work you guys are doing every day, selflessly, to help so many people who are in need. Gigi, you and I have had these conversations before, as well as Robin. Do people really understand how challenging life can be for folks who are on the other end of the spectrum, say unhoused, and needing medical assistance for various things? Talk about that.
Hey, Chips, good to be on your show.
Thank you.
Good to see you again.
Yes, ma'am.
I often think that people sometimes push things to the back burner, especially if it's something that they really can't assist with or help with or make a difference with. They just push it to the back burner. And so assuming that, someone else will pick up the slack or someone else will help them, when in reality, someone may not ever help them. So that's why we, myself, Ms. Brown, Memphis Health Center, we get in the grind trying to find those unhoused populations and colonies, and we try to provide them with health care and resources for housing, resources for rehabs, resources for all different types of social, economical challenges.
One of the things that we talk about, Robin, in all of this is that you all are doing a magnificent job dealing with the population that you deal with, but the community has to be more than just the word. Partnerships are extraordinarily important, and I know that you all at the Memphis Health Center have a lot of partners that you work with in order to try to balance things out. Am I correct in that?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Chip, once again for having me tonight. I appreciate that. I have actually seen what can happen when you have housing and community partners that come together, because homelessness is all about access to care and meeting people where they are. So a little trust and compassion goes a very long way.
Meeting people where they are. That phraseology is becoming more and more important these days because we're seeing a lot of folks with no fault of their own who are struggling, who are out here trying to do things that they need to do, not only for themselves, but for their family members. And you guys, both of you all deal a lot with families. And I want to talk a little bit about the family dynamic in all of this and how important it is. Either one.
I think that's a very, go ahead,
okay.
Doctor.
No, you're good.
Go ahead, Gigi. Go ahead.
I think that's a very important piece. I get to see a lot of it hands-on, being a social worker and being a certified medical assistant. So I kind of get to see both sides of it from a social perspective and also from a medical perspective. And when I see a lot of children, like for instance, the event we had this weekend, I think the youngest unhoused child I saw was about 6 or 7 months in the line with homelessness.
Oh my.
So we serviced over 116 children from the age of 7 months to 17 years old. That doesn't include the adults. So there are a lot of unhoused population. And I thank God for places like Salvation Army, single women and children's facilities that help us to house them while we're providing medical for them. So both of those categories go hand in hand. We can't have medical without housing, can't have housing without medical. And that's one thing also we're lacking in Shelby County is more housing for single women and families.
That's a big deal. Robin, as Gigi just laid out there, that's a big problem. What is there from your perspective in terms of what you all do on a daily basis? What are we missing here? Well, what are people really not paying attention to in terms of what you see on a daily basis? Gigi mentioned 6 or 7 months is the youngest person unhoused. That's a baby, that's a child. What are we missing here in Shelby County in terms of really addressing this issue as aggressively as I think we should?
Yes, because housing represents safety. Mm-hmm. So if a person is worried about where they're going to sleep tonight or what they're going to eat, they're really not going to be thinking too much about medication or therapy. So we need churches to be involved. We need community partners to be involved. We need all hands on deck because it is all about trust and compassion.
And that is a big part of all of this. And, you mentioned the churches and the role the churches play. And I'm sure you all have a partnership with some churches, but I mean, we have about 3,000 churches in this city. And I guess in terms of the perspective of how much different things could be for so many people if more churches got behind the effort of understanding that church is not just in the building, but on the street. Gigi, I know you're real passionate about that. Talk about that for a second.
I think that's a very sensitive subject for me because we need to see the church community more than just Christmas when it's time to give ring the bell, or more than just Thanksgiving, or more than just Easter. In other words, we need to see the church and more than just holidays. We need to see them on a consistent daily basis because homelessness does not only occur on the holidays. It's an everyday lifestyle for some of these people that are out here. And so we need the church to get together, to rally together, to go back to the old way when we went to the church for things. When we take up tithes and offering, it's for the widows, it's for the homeless, it's for the strangers, which are the homeless. The Bible dictates what it's for. But we need to go back to using it, what it is purposed for. That will turn a lot of things around, Chip.
Before we get out of here, I want you to lay out what, if people are listening to this broadcast or will be listening to this broadcast when the podcast is released, how they can get in touch with you all, numbers, email addresses, contact information for folks who are concerned about their fellow man, woman, and child and want to get involved in one way or another? Go ahead.
Well, they can reach us we're at Memphis Health Center, and we have 3 locations. Our main location is 360 East E.H. Crump Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee. The telephone number is 901-261-2021. That's the number to homelessness, 901-261-2021. We'll have our next big homeless event, which is the National Homeless Memorial Day, will be scheduled all around Memphis, Tennessee, around the date of December the 21st. That's an opportunity for people to get involved. That's when we recognize all those who've lost their lives to homelessness. And so we try to provide winter items for them. We try to provide food for them. And we also try to find sheltering or emergency sheltering for them. So that's an opportunity to get involved. Again, that's around the date of December 21st. All over Shelby County, you will find an opportunity to be a blessing to someone who's unhoused.
Gigi Clark and Robin Brown, listen, both of you are treasures in this community, as is the Memphis Health Center and the work that you do tirelessly on a daily basis for so many in need. I thank God for you, and I'm sure a lot of other folks out there do as well. Thank you both. It's good to see you guys again, and we'll have you back on the show as we get closer to all of that you just talked about. We'll get you. Look at her. We'll get you back. We'll get you back on the show. Robin,
we need more time. Chip.
Don't be greedy now. See,
yes.
we doing the best we can around here now.
Yes,
That's okay.
We have a lot of ground to cover.
Oh my good
and we
Lord!
Thank you for helping us.
Oh, I was gonna say, where's the
much.
Thank you? I was going. You guys are crazy.
Yes,
we really appreciate it.
Yes, and we couldn't do it without you, Chip.
No, yes, you could. But thank you both for coming on. I really appreciate you. You'll be back. Don't worry about it. We'll be back. I promise you that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's a good way to wrap up things on this broadcast. Look, we need to be more giving. Okay, I mean, we receive enough that whatever it is that we receive, but we need to give of ourselves to understand that there are people out there who really need assistance, our help, and our assistance. And before we get out of here, of course, don't touch the dial, because Brent Butler, ladies and gentlemen, has an all new Event Horizon. I knew I would get it before it's all over. And Brent, you amaze us every week with your interesting playlists that you put out there. Do you have anything in mind specifically for this Monday night?
Yeah, Chip, tonight, thank you. Tonight it'll be, I'll try to give some summer vibes among the hip hop and a little bit of metal variety. And a producer passed away this past week named Kavinsky, so I'm going to be playing a little bit of a tribute to him. Oh, okay. Closer to the 8 o'clock hour.
All right. Well, there you go. And just because we have not one but two folks in this studio who have a radio show, turn Lulu. I want Lulu. Lulu, tell folks about your show and when they can find it on this fine radio station.
Yeah, I host Cake Effects every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 a.m., and I play all kinds of music by people who had birthdays the previous week.
That is a very interesting concept. So in terms of all of that, you got two folks here that are doing the music thing, Bryn in just a minute and Lulu on Saturday mornings. But as Bryn plays me out, thank you all for being a part of this broadcast tonight. Thank you all for your support and your encouragement. And I encourage you to go out and tell folks about this show if you like